Hello everyone, in this video we'll create a simple application using Flutter. So to create a new project, first go to this terminal and click on new terminal. When you click on it, a new terminal will pop up here. So now I'm going to create my Flutter project in this path, that is it's in the music directory, and inside that I have a folder called YouTube, and inside that I have created another folder named Flutter projects. And here this is in this particular folder I'm going to create my Flutter project. You can create anywhere you want. So to create a Flutter project, you have to write Flutter create and your app name. Note that this should be in lowercase. So I will write my first app. So this is going to be the name of my project, and I'll hit on enter, and it will generate all the necessary files. And it says all done. Yes. Next, what I will do is, to open it I will write code space full stop. And when I missed, I guess, sorry. You have to write, and you have to go to that folder, that is my first app, and from here you have to enter this command, that is code space full stop. And now it will open your project in a new window. Let me close the previous one. So yeah, here I have all these files, and you can see that in this lib folder I have a file called main.dart, and by default we have some code written. So what we are going to do is we are going to delete everything. I'm not going to delete this, I'm going to delete all these lines of code. So to delete I will press Ctrl A and I'll hit on backspace, so all the code will get deleted. So now let us start writing our code. So first we have to import material.dart. So to import that I will write import package flutter slash material.dart. So you need this, and our dart program starts with a main function. So you have to write a main function, and to display something on the screen we need a function called runapp function, and this function takes in a widget. I will pass a material app widget, and this material app takes in title. I'll write here my first app, and it has a property called home, and this takes in a widget. So first for this I'll create a new widget, that is a stateful widget. So for that I'm going to write stf, and when I hit enter all the code will be generated, that is to create a stateful widget. And here I'm going to write home. This is going to be the name of my widget, and here I will pass that. Okay, now here you can see that inside this build method is returning a returning a container. So I don't want it to be a container. Instead, I want it to be a scaffold, because scaffold has properties like app bar, bottom navigation bar, etc., which we are going to add later on. And you can also add floating action button. That's why I'm using scaffold. And here in the app bar property, I'm going to pass app bar, and it is going to take title, and is going to be a text. And inside this title widget, I'm passing a text widget with the name, let's say my first app. So our top app bar is going to display my first app. And after this scaffold has a property called body. Here we'll pass in a center widget. This center widget is used to display widgets in the center of the screen. And inside this center, I'm going to pass in a text widget. And in this video, we are going to build a simple counter app which just increments a number when we click on the floating action button. So that is what we are going to do now. Here I will say, I'll write, you have pressed the button. First I'm going to create a variable called of the type integer. This variable is going to be of the type integer, and I'm going to name it as count, and let me set it to 0. You have pressed this, press this button count times, that is this many times. What will be the value of count that will be displayed? Okay, you have pressed this button this many times, it will display like that. And this scaffold has another property called the floating action button, where we can pass a floating action button, and it takes an icon. I guess, let me see. So it is saying you have to add the required argument on pressed. Yeah, and it takes a child, and that child can be icon. And inside this icon, I'm going to pass icons dot add. So this icon is nothing but a plus icon, which will increment this. When you press this floating action button, will increment this counter, I mean this count variable. So I'll write here count plus plus. When you click on it, the count variable will get incremented. So what actually happens is, now if I run this and build this app, nothing is going to happen when you click on this. It's because uh, the state of this text is not changing. You have to change the state of this text. That is, when you count, this variable counter is going to increment, but your UI will not get updated. So to update the UI, I'm going to I'm going to write this following piece of code. That is, inside this text set state method, I'm going to insert this code, that is count plus plus. I'm going to increment it inside this set state method. So what will happen is, when you call the set state method, this entire widget will get rebuilt. So at that time what will happen is, for example, if the value of the count variable is 0, and when you press the floating action button, the count variable will get incremented, and it is going to set the state of this widget. And when it happens, this entire widget will get rebuilt, and this UI will get updated. That's how it works. And now let us run this app on our device. Okay, so to run, now I haven't connected any device. I will show you after connecting. I'll record the screen and show you how it looks. So to debug, you have to press on start debugging, and it will start. Your device should be connected. If you are using emulator, it will show the emulator. Otherwise, if you have connected a real device, it will show here, and you have to press on debug, and it will start debugging.
So after debugging, your app will look something like this. So on the top you have the app bar, and in the center you have the text, that is you have pressed the button 0 times, and below you have a floating action button. So when I click on this floating action button, the counter will increase, and the UI will get updated. So now when I click on this plus icon, you can see that the counter value is getting updated. I can click on this multiple times. So as you can see, it's getting updated there. So that is it for today's video. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel, and also press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you for watching.